day, wonderful viewers. You are welcome back to my channel as Success Teaches. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for liking our video, and thank you for subscribing. And if you are a first timer, if this is your first time watching this video, kindly click on the subscription button and also the notification bell so that you can get notification whenever we post a new video. Today I'll be working on this fabric. It's an Ankara fabric and it has 3 patterns. I'm working on a female pant trouser, with band and zip at the back. So, and this fabric has 3 designs. I have something like this, I have this other design, and the other side is this plain red, but I've removed this side for the sleeve. So I'm going to be working on the front panel here. You will see the jacket by the time I merge it with the jacket. So the length, the first thing I'm going to be doing is the measurements we are working with is length 41, waist 32, hip 43, and thigh 27. Let me come again. The length of the trouser is 41, the waist of the trouser is 32, the thigh, that is the lap of the person, is 27, and we are having the mouth of the trouser as 12. The mouth of the trouser, she don't want it big. It's not a palazzo, it's a pant trouser. So let's get started. The first thing we are going to be putting here is the length of the trouser, which is length 41. So I'm putting length 41. No addition, no subtraction, because I'm still going to put band on it. So you are not going to add to the measurement or you subtract. So this is the length, and the bending allowance for the down is 2 inches. So this is the bending allowance for the down. So the next thing for us is to measure the hip line, and the hip line is 8 inches. 8 inches. The next thing is to measure the crotch length. And how do you get your crotch length? It is not everybody you can be measuring their crotch on them. How do you get your crotch length? You divide your hip by 4. Divide hip by 4. When you divide your hip by 4, you can minus 1 out of it if you see that the person is on a shorter side. There are some people, they are tall. So, and you know it's female pant trouser. It's supposed to relax to our vaginal side. It's supposed to relax on our lap. It's not supposed to be bogus like men, because you know that men trouser, because of the down here, is supposed to be, but for ladies we don't need it. We need it to be flattened to our vaginal side. So the next thing for me is to divide the hip by 4. The hip by 4 is 43 divided by 4, that is 10 3/4. That is 10.75. So because the lady is on a shorter side, I don't want to, she's not too short, she's not too tall, so I don't want the crotch to be too down because of the band that I'm still going to add. So I'm going to be reducing out of the crotch length. I'm going to be using 10 for her. So this is the 10 inches for the crotch length. If you don't understand it very well, divide your hip by 4. But if the person is not too tall and she wants it, she wants it firm, not that there will be too much room, she wants it firm, that's why I have to make it 10, because by the time I put band, it will be going like 11. So the next thing for me to do is to measure the new length, and the new length is 20. The new length is 20, is upper new. So at the new length here, I'll come in by 1.5. I'll come in here. So at the waistline too, I'll come in by 1.5 or 2. Anyone you are convenient with. So the next thing, I'm going to shaping it to the hip line. You see the way I curved it to the hip line, and also to the new length. So I curved it to the new length. here. So after that, the next thing is to measure my hip measurement. The hip is 10. So I've already measured my thigh measurement, which is 27, 13 and a half. The sewing allowance is always at the back, so I'm going to be connecting it to this hip measurement. Make sure the hip is complete, and the waist measurement is 33, which is 8 1/4 plus that is 9 1/4 is correct here. So you take it up like this. So at the new length, the new circumference is 20, so that is 10 here. So I'm going to be, you have to roll it like this and curve it to that curved area. You can see it's not a straight, that's why I'm using this curved part for it. So this is the front. So at the downside here, when I come in by 1.5 at the new length, I'm going to come in the same way at the downside. So I'll roll it to the new line. Where is it? So the downside is, I told you it's 12 inches, that is 6 inches. So that's what I will be using here, and I'll connect it. From there again, I'm going to be using my curved ruler. I'll connect it to the new. You can use a leg curve. Since I don't have a leg curve, I'm using a normal curved ruler. So I curved it to this side. So it curved it to the new. So at this down here, I don't normally leave the down here, because by the time you fold it on it, it will short here, because this waist is bigger than the down. So I'm going to come out here a little bit. You see the way I come down a little bit, and I'm going to be taking my hand out like this. Please, I want to take note of this place. I'm just going to come down. The reason why I come down like this is not just straight, it's just like a shape like this, is that most times when people wear trousers, at the down, at the middle, in the under the hip, doesn't used to be straight. So you have to do it this way and curve it. So this is the front panel. So the next thing for me is to cut this out. The next thing, before I cut it out, I'm going to be coming down here by 1 1/4 inch, 1 1/4 inch. So I'll be slanting it to the waist. This is the center front. You know that in skirts too, we normally do so. So this is how the slant is going to be in the front. So this is what I'm going to cut out now. So this is my front panel that I've already cut out. You can see this is the crotch length, this is the up, and you see the down. The way I cut it, I told you it's not just going to go straight. This is the normal straight line, and this is the way I cut it, and this is the under. This is the front panel. So I have already laid the front pattern on the black back pattern. This is the back, the material we are going to use for the back. So this is the front pattern that we have already cut. So I've laid it on it like this, and I've shaped the I put out the shape, I've marked it out. The next thing, I had 1 inch here. There is going to be 2 inch extension for the back. Why is it 2 inches? Is you are going to be sewing each side half and a half, half and a half. So into 4 places, that is 2 inches. I told you we normally put sewing inches in the front for trouser. It's always at the back. So at the cross extension, you see the 2 inches you put. So that's what I put here. But I did not just add 2 inches. I had 1 here, and I had 1 at the back from the up to the crotch side. So at the waist side, you can see I follow the same shape here. At the waist side here, in the front, you slanted the front. We slanted the front this way because of the center front, because of our hips. So at the back, it's not going to be straight up with the trouser, with the front. Look at it, this is the straight line. It's not going to be straight up because of our hips. our boobs that is big, we need to let the back to be higher. So we are going to be coming upper from this place here. From this here, I measure 2.5 or 3. You can use 2.5 or 3 depending on the hip of the person, so that by the time they sit down, it won't be showing all their panties. It will firm because of the weight of the hip will lift this back up. So this one is 3. So from this 3, I will have to slant it to go and meet this waistline here. So this is from here to here. So if I'm going to cut it now, I'm going to cut it this way. Let me show you how I'm going to cut it. So that is just for the back. Once you get your front measurement right, the only thing that remains at the back is for you to slant this up, because don't forget to slant it. If you don't slant it, it won't be, the person won't be able to wear it. So the next thing, I'm going to cut this side. You can see the side, but make sure that your measurement is accurate in the front. If it's lesser than the actual measurement, it will tighten the thigh of that person. But if you let your measurement to be accurate in the front, by the time you are putting the back and sewing it, everything will balance. So this is it. So this is the back panel and the front panel. So this is the back and this is the front. Let me put it side to side for you to see. So the back is bigger than the front. This is the back here. You see the back, and this is the front panel. So it's bigger than the front, so that by the time you finish sewing it, and please always ensure that your cutting are perfect, your measurements are right, because if it's not right, there is no way you can patch it up when you are through. So this is the side. You can actually put a pocket if the person wants, or you can leave it like that. If you like it or you don't like it, you can actually leave it. Join the one front and one back together. You can actually join it like that without a pocket, and you can actually put a pocket. But when you are putting pocket for pants, trouser, you know it's a fitted trouser to the body, you must not put a pocket that is open. When you want to put a pocket, you can do like this buba pocket that is inside, or you do a patch pocket, because in most times I've done some pocket that by the time the person wear it and the hip bring it out, the pocket mouth will just be opening and it doesn't look nice. So the best thing for you is that you might put, or you might just do a patch pocket on it, just like a jean. Just do a patch pocket. But if you know that it will bogus out, you can actually do the buba pocket that we normally do in native buba inside if the person want pocket. But so right now I'm on the machine. I want to sew it. This is the front and the back, one front and one back. I'm going to be joining it together. I told you I'm not going to be using pocket for this, so you are going to be joining it by 1/2 inch. I'm going to be joining the sides by 1/2 inch. I've already done so for one, so this is the second one. We let it be equal at the side. So I've already joined it. The next thing for me is to bend the down of the trouser, and the down, I did not put my notch when I was cutting, so I have to put it together now. I have to put the notching line. So this is where I'm going to be bending for it to be accurate. That's why I'm putting it together. So this is the bending of the down. So the notch area I'm going to bend it. I'm used to left hand side. So after bending it, you are going to bend the second one too, because it's the same thing that applies to both. After bending it, I'm going to be joining the side, the under. So the under is, I'll start from the down, because if there is any excess, it can, if it remain at the under, I'll be able to trim it. And I told you that the mouth is 6, which is 12. You see, I have 7 here. So I'm going to be sewing it by 6 inches. I'm going to be sewing it straight up like that. And you need to be cross-checking your measurements. Here I told you is 10. You see it? I have 10 here, 10 and a half here. I sew my half. And here I told you is 27, the thigh measurement. You see it? I have 14 here. I sew out of half. So once I sew it, I reverse. And I start again from the new length, because the under used to tear on time. So I start again from there. And I sew it, I double sew it. I double stitch it, sorry. So this is it, this way. This is one part like this. You bring it out. So this is one. So I am here on the table again with my band. This is the band that I'm going to be using for the trouser, and I have my fabric of 5 inches, and I'm going to be putting this gum stay of 1.5 inches. So this is how I'm going to gum the band. I just want to show you how I make the band. So you are going to leave half an inch up before fixing the stay on the clothes. You leave half an inch. That is where you will bend it on it by the time you are through. You leave half an inch like this. And our waist is 33, so I want to cut 38. I need allowance. So should in case the person said she wants it loose later, so I'm going to join the remaining to make the band complete. And be careful of iron. If it's too hot, the stay will not gum. So I'll cut out the excess. This is it. So after gumming it like this, the next thing for me is to bend the excess that I put on the front, to bend it on it. And you will need this stick. It's called a laying stick. A laying stick is a tailor's laying stick. As you are going, you use it to follow up so that it will make it relax. So I'm using it to bend it. Once you use the iron to bend it, you have to use the laying stick to lay it. So after laying it that way, the next thing is to bend it like this. Again, I'm needing the laying stick. So bend it to where the stay reach. That is here. This bending you are doing here, you have to bend it to where this stay finish here, so that your stay can be at the tip. So you have to bend it with your iron and also your laying stick. Some people used to leave this down like this and leave half an inch to join it to the trouser. But me, I don't normally do it that way. So the excess that is here, I'm going to bend it inside. When you open my trouser inside or skirt or anything that I put band, you won't see any excess there. That excess, I'll fold it inside. Everything will be neat. That's how I sew. So this is it this way. So this is what I bend inside. So this is how my band will look like when I'm through. You can see it's longer, a bit longer than where the stay is, so that by the time we sew it, the inside will be neat, just a bit longer, and the outside too will be neat. So the next thing for me is to go to the machine and finish it up. So now I'm through with both sides. I've joined both legs. So the next thing is for me to join this smaller part, which is the front. This is it like this. So you can see the slanting of the front, that the front is lower than the back. So I'm going to start joining it from the center front to the back by half an inch also. Remember, half an inch is the sewing. So you make sure that the under corresponds. So when you are coming like that, you have to leave zip allowance. For this, I'm not going to be using skirt zip, which is small one. I'm going to be using a long zip. So I'm leaving 9 inches. With my band, it will be around 11 inches. So this is joining of the two together. This is when I join the two together. So I'm going to be joining it again. I told you double stitch it because of tearing. So I double stitch it that way. So I'm through with the sewing of both sides together to form a trouser. So I'm going to be putting my band now. So, and this is how to measure your band. So this is the remaining back allowance here. So, and our waist is 33, and you know we have excess there already. So let's measure. What do we have here? We have 37. That means we are going to be putting darts. You know there is a dart there. So there is going to be a dart from here. I'm going to be measuring 4 inches from the side. So that is where my dart placement will be. That's why I'm going to be placing darts on all the 4, both front and back. I'll be putting darts. So 37 minus 4 inches of darts. You know that our waist is 33. We give us 4 inches of darts. So 37 minus 33, that is 4 inches. And each dart is 1 inch. And the length of the dart for the back is 5 inches. And for the front is 4 inches. The reason why the back is higher than the front, longer than the front, sorry, is because the back panel is higher than the front. That is why the length of the dart for front is smaller in length than, not in size, in length than the back panel. So this is the last one here, the last dart. So after taking all the darts, so this is what I have. Let me now cross check again if our waist is accurate. You can see that the pattern is on all the sides. So we have, you can see 16.5. We have our 33 inches. So for the band, I've already gummed the band as you have seen, which is the third fabric. I'm going to use it for the band. So this is how you are going to put the band. You open the band up, you just push this one inside like half an inch. That is what you are going to use to sew. Place it on your machine. You don't need to be sewing it and turning it. When you place it on your machine like this, so this is how I'm going to be putting the band. I told you to open it up like this. You open the band up like this and push this trouser in between by half an inch. So you are going to sew it together, and at the tip of the band, please don't draw it. You just have to be sewing it gently. You see the way it's neat? That's the way it will knit at the back also. It's because the material is dark. You might not see it well because of the material is dark. So that is how you are going to sew it. Coming down like this, you are still going again. So you have to be careful with this middle so that it won't budge in your hand. You know there is a shape at the middle there. The same half an inch that you are putting inside is what you should be pushing. And don't draw the band. Let it relax. Sorry, my thread finished, but I have extra here. So you are coming down. So we are almost at the last end now. So this is the last end. So we have a little excess which we are going to cut out. So this is our band. We have already fixed the band. You see how neat it is, and see the inside also. You can see it's very neat. The excess, that little that I said it exceeds the band area. This is the band area, and the little that I exceed it will make your work neat. So the next thing is for us to put our zip, which we have already put the zip line. So, and I told you I'm not using a small zip because I want it to enter the hip, but you can let the excess be up so that you can cut it away from there. The excess of the zip, let it come up so that it won't be dangling under the trouser. So I'm going to fix my zip there. So after fixing my zip, I'm going to wear it on the mannequin for you to see what I did there. So viewers, I decided to wear the trouser to show you what I was talking when I was cutting it. You see the side now, you see the front, and you see the back panel. The reason why I said if you go and put a pocket that will show this place, after the hip push it out, all the mouth will be opening. The pocket mouth will be opening. You can see the band. I purposely wear it so that you can see the band, you see the side and the back zip. I told you I'm going to be putting a back zip. You see the zip? That's why I did the band first before putting the zip. So this is the trouser. You see the down of it. You can see I actually wear it so that you can see the way it fits on the body. But if I don't get my measurement right from the beginning, it can't fit like this. Thank you so much for staying tuned. And this is the jacket that I'm wearing with it.